Hey, how's everybody doing? It's your boy Faris and I'm gonna start making tier list videos. This is my first tier list video. We're gonna be ranking Pixar animated, all the animated movies. So today's video, hello, sleepy. I'm gonna try and rank every single Pixar animated movie. Let's go. Pixar's first animated CG movie, which is Toy Story. This movie is a lot of people's childhoods. It was the first CG animated movie, and they were kind of just experimenting with the movie. They were trying to show us how the CGI with the animation of 3D goes in with cartoons, and it basically worked. The animation still holds up to today's standards, and that's why it just immediately goes up to S tier. Now we go on to the next movie, A Bug's Life. You see, this movie is kind of forgettable for me. I haven't really seen it that much. The bad guy in it is basically so simple. So it's just about a bug named Flick, main character. He tries to take back territory of his colony or whatever by bringing in all the ants to fight the bugs. It's not for me. The animation, yeah, it's quite good, holds up kind of. The story, not so good. This is gonna put it straight away to C tier. Getting into the weird stuff, Toy Story 2, the sequel. Well, this movie, kind of a lot of people have different opinions on it. This movie, it wasn't the best per se. It's not better than Toy Story 1 or 3. It has its own thing going on. Toy Story 2, it's basically Woody just being kidnapped by this toy guy and the gang trying to get him back and him wanting to stay but then changing his mind. It's okay. That's why it just goes to B tier. Now, Monsters, Inc., made in 2001, I believe. This movie, yeah, I've seen it a million times. It's basically about Sullivan and Mike Wazowski just working at this company to scare people. It's weirdly cool how they were able to just bring an idea of monsters being under the bed, this myth that we used to tell children, and they implemented it into a whole ass movie. Yeah, this movie is amazing. The villain has really good motives, so it just immediately goes up to S tier. Finding Nemo. It's an okay movie. I can tell you that. Just it's pretty dark from the beginning. It's one kid, I forgot the dad's name, to be honest, and he has to keep his son Nemo from going whatever. The weirdly enough, I remember the villains and they were kind of funny and memorable for me. Yeah, Finding Nemo, I don't really know where to put this. I'm just gonna put it in C tier, to be honest. The Incredibles. Beautiful soundtrack. This movie, it's basically like their own version of superheroes thing that they started. This movie, for me, a lot of people would have a debate on this, why this movie is like the greatest movie ever made. Yeah, this movie about superheroes and the memes that came out of this movie, I'm just gonna put it in A tier. Okay, we're getting into the fun stuff. Cars. Boy, oh boy, Cars. The Cars movie. So, again, experimenting, bringing new characters to life, starting like a new franchise. Cars. Bringing cars to life. The whole world is just cars instead of humans. Adding in that motivation and whatnot. Yeah, it goes on with A tier. Well, to be honest, let's B tier. Ratatouille, the best Pixar movie ever made. Debatable, but in my opinion, it is. I even played the PS2 game for this movie, and this movie is pretty much about a chef. I see edits of it to this day. That's how much, it's holding up. So this movie, I don't know what to say. This movie is the best. S tier, the best ever movie. Wall-E. Okay, I think made in 2008, this movie was way ahead of its time. It was really amazing, and I think it just explains what's gonna happen in this world. It's basically about how the whole planet is just turned to shit, and we can't live on it anymore. And so Wall-E is a robot that goes down and it finds this plant the only plant alive or whatever, and then it tries to revive it, finds this white robot, and it pretty much, just by speaking two words, Wally and this other robot that I forgot the name of, I don't even know if it has a name, it just shows how humanity will end by us being fat Discord mods. So this movie it's really beautiful, still holds up to the day, S tier. Up. Yeah, this movie is kind of okay. It's beautiful. You know, the scenery, the colors, the first 15 to 20 minutes, you know, it was beautiful, then turned dark by Chloe's wife, the main character, dying, and just him trying to go to South America, put his house on the top of the hill or whatever, with balloons. This movie, I can't say this movie is forgettable. I mean, the villain of it is kind of forgettable. He wasn't that much of a villain for me, just obsessed with trying to find that bird that they have here on the poster. And he finds this kid Russell that wants to help him. Yeah, this movie deserves its own ranking, to be honest, because it was aesthetically pleasing. So it goes on A tier. Toy Story 3? This movie needed to be the last movie of the Toy Story franchise. I don't know why they had to make another one. Well, Toy Story 3, to be honest, it is kind of forgettable for me. The most memorable thing about it is the ending where Andy just leaves all his toys to the little girl. And I think that was an amazing ending for the franchise, but they had to make another one for no reason, which we'll get into in a bit. This movie, it was good. I mean, this was supposed to be the closing. So it just goes on to be honest. Cars 2. Trash. This movie is trash. Why did they need to make a spy movie out of a Cars movie? It's like, it kind of doesn't make sense. It was annoying. This movie, I wouldn't watch it again. I'm sorry, this is a meh for me. Brave. Do I really need to speak on this? This movie wasn't memorable at all. It was like, this is the worst princess movie ever, because it was really just about how this girl's mother, it turns to a bear or something, and by sunrise she gets, man, this is a meh. You know, this movie, don't do another movie like this again. Monsters University was an amazing movie, I can say. It was good, I can say, when it kind of brings back like the origins in a weird way of them when they were in the university. Mike Wazowski and Sullivan, when they met, freshmen, and this is good because it ups the animation from the 2001 version. This movie was amazing. It was funny, quirky, they experimented a lot, and it was amazing. Immediately just goes to S tier. So I've added a new tier or whatever. Not watching, because some of these movies I am not watching after knowing that they were horrible, or maybe I've watched a couple clips of it and no. So now we are continuing with Finding Dory. So this dumb fish got lost, and I've watched this, mind you. She finds her parents at the end. It's kind of forgettable, so just back in here with C tier. Cars 3. Cars 3, let me say, it is better than Cars 2. It is just basically women in cars. They added more women in cars, and he has to teach her, and Lightning McQueen is old. He has to teach this girl to be a racer, whatever. He has to enter the race. He's like an icon now. This is some Incredibles 2, wow, they have a part 2, nice. To be honest, I don't remember that much, but I know it deserves to be on C tier. Toy Story 4, watched a couple clips. I'm not watching that trash. Inside Out, just a girl about feelings and all these creatures living inside her mind, trying whatevers, and yeah, not watching. The Good Dinosaur. A lot of people debate that this movie is trash, but for me, I don't think so. So yeah, suck on that. This movie, to me, it was cute. It had a lot of memorable quotes in it that I'm definitely not gonna say in this video. But yeah, this movie, it is deserving to be on B tier. I don't care if you come for me. Coco. ¿Tú hablas español? This movie, yeah, you can fight me on it. This movie was amazing. Even though I didn't watch it, I don't know really what to say on it, but the animation was beautiful. I saw a lot about it from YouTube, from TikTok. This was it was good to implement the Mexican society into a cartoon. Onward, really forgettable, just trying to get their father back using their stick. Yeah, whatever. Nah. So, it had a lot of potential, but it wasn't that much great for me. They could have used their ideas a bit more. So yeah, it's a meh for me. Luca, a lot would debate that this movie was basically kids trying to, they're like fish and they're trying to live a normal life, running away from the city or whatnot. It's not my cup of tea really, but it was done well. It got the famous C tier. Do I really need to explain Turning Red is a trash movie? Lightyear, yeah, forgettable. This movie wasn't, they didn't need to make this movie at all. So for me, this movie was really forgettable, mediocre. It didn't really need to be made. Anyways, this is my tier list. Feel free to criticize me on it. Tell me what you would change. And yeah, see you in the next one.